There's still time for you to let city leaders know your priorities for next year's budget. Justice prevails. City leaders break ground on the long overdue Consolidated Courts Complex. And 2011 may have been the year of the rabbit, but at the Virginia Zoo, it has been the year of the tiger. You'll hear these and more stories from across the Mermaid City on this edition of Norfolk News Now. Welcome to the February edition of Norfolk News Now. I'm Karen Parker Chesson with the Norfolk Police Department. Thanks for joining us. The city of Norfolk is once again asking for your help with the big issue. The Triple N's John Linka is here to explain.
As the months begin to float by for 2012, we're reminded it's budget time once again. And if you think this looks and sounds familiar,
there was a perfect budget cut there, cut out the nets.
Public safety and all that it implies.
Stop paying for outside bozos to do our studies.
You're right. Last year, the City of Norfolk began budget community conversations, giving you, the citizen, a chance to have a say as to how you think Norfolk should spend your tax dollars. Well, another upcoming fiscal year means another chance for your voice to be heard.
I think we got a lot of very positive feedback from the community about this outreach that the council, especially the manager's office, is doing, trying to be available, trying to be accessible, trying to find out from the community what they think is important.
Core services.
What the city does well.
They're doing a very good job with recreation.
What we can do better.
The beginning of the process needs to be open.
So we can come out with a better budget that everybody can support.
During the month of January, the city hosted 5 community conversations on the upcoming budget for fiscal year 2013. They were focused on getting residents to understand the fiscal challenges facing Norfolk and also opened up forums for comments from residents.
Employees have to be trained.
And eventually everything has to come to the front room.
This large turnout was in large part because the city did listen to a lot of your suggestions for last year's budget.
Last year I was involved in it, and I know that they actually took some of our ideas, because in some of the brochures that have been issued through the city, I saw some of my quotes, and some of the things that we asked for them to do, they did. There was a lot of consolidation of different departments. Some waste was found, it was cut out, and it's really made a difference in the lives of the citizens.
So what's new this time around?
This year we're really talking about the cost of service. It's amazing. When we look at the fire department, Chief Wise, I think he's done something that's spectacular. When you start to look at how much it costs for something as simple as a needle that you only use once.
Or how about the cost of putting 26 recruits through the Fire Training Academy, or the cost of a ladder truck, or the cost of one thermal imaging camera?
It helps us find people. Of course, when there's a fire, it's dark, we can scan the room and their body heat will be in the camera. So if they're laying down unconscious, we'll be able to see right where they are.
You look at the budget and you see this large amount of money and you're like, oh, come on. You add up how many firemen and you divide it and you're like, they must be making $250,000 each. But when you see how much the equipment actually costs and what we have to spend the money on, then you better understand where the money is going.
The point of all this is to help residents understand what it takes to finance a city, and to keep building a relationship between the leaders of Norfolk and you, the resident.
We're trying to develop a higher level of trust, and I think we're doing it. I think the staff, the manager, and the council are all working hard to, in a time when maybe governments of all levels are not too trusted, to try to restore some of that confidence.
For Norfolk News Now, I'm John Linka.
If you couldn't make it out to the community forums, you still have a chance to give your input. Just log on to norfolk.gov, click on Build a Budget, then click on Open Town Hall. That's where you can leave comments and suggestions throughout the entire budget process. City leaders helped officially kick off the long-awaited Consolidated Courts Complex project with a groundbreaking last month. The new courthouse reflects years of collaboration between law enforcement, court clerks, judges, and the Bar Association.
The new courthouse is a major public investment. It is also an important civic building that will occupy a highly visible down a highly visible location. So its exterior design needs to contribute to the downtown landscape. And that was important. This courthouse needs to look, needs to have a significant presence, needs to say this is where justice in this city is administered fairly.
At nearly 50 and 40 years old, respectively, the existing general district courts and the juvenile and domestic court buildings are in bad shape and no longer meet the needs of today's judicial system.
We will have the state-of-the-art courthouse in the Commonwealth. We will have the best courthouse in the Commonwealth. The place where every one of us that are residents of the city of Norfolk are going to come through, whether it's for jury duty, traffic court, jurors, litigants ourselves. This is going to be a very special place.
As the name implies, the Consolidated Courts Complex brings the 3 courts under one roof, which will improve customer service while vastly improving the safety of all during their day in court.
I think I speak for all the judges of our city when I say that this building represents not only a significant financial commitment by the city and the citizens, it also represents a renewed commitment to the judicial system in the city of Norfolk. This courthouse has been designed in a way to bring meaning to the term equal justice under the law, as it will allow greater efficiency in court administration, improve access to the public, and provide greater security for all those who use our courthouse.
The new 315,000 square foot building features 21 courtrooms, 3 shell spaces for future courtrooms, jury deliberation rooms, clerks' offices, and public space. The project, though mandated by the state, is not funded with state dollars. The complex is expected to cost $120 million. The Amtrak Virginia extension of service to and from Norfolk is coming sooner than originally expected. Last month, Governor Bob McDonnell announced the service will be operational by December 31st of this year. That's 10 months ahead of the previous projected start. The round-trip train will bring intercity passenger rail service to Norfolk for the first time since 1977. It will link Norfolk with a single-seat ride to Richmond, Washington, D.C., and cities as far north as Boston. The Norfolk train marks the 3rd service expansion launched under the Amtrak Virginia Partnership, which has introduced service to Richmond and Lynchburg since October 2009. The governor expects the new rail service to provide immediate relief to travelers moving between some of the state's most congested regions. What can you and your neighbors do to improve where you live? If you have an idea, the City of Norfolk wants to help turn it into a reality and put their money where your mouth is. The Block by Block grant program will provide matching grants to 15 neighborhoods to help make neighborhood improvements. Up to $2,500 will be awarded through a formal and competitive process. Civic leagues and residents living in the city may apply. Civic leagues representing the neighborhoods must endorse all applications. You can register online at norfolk.gov Neighbors Building Neighborhoods, or just call the Bureau of Community Enrichment at 664-6770. The deadline for grant application is March 15th. Efforts to reduce the number of Norfolk students dropping out of high school are showing early signs of success. Early figures show there are 32% fewer dropouts so far for the class of 2012 compared to 2011. In real numbers, that translates to 130 students. 4 of Norfolk's 5 public high schools missed full accreditation this year, in large part because of a new state graduation and completion index. Norview was the only high school to achieve accreditation. To get a handle on the issue, the school's principals have been working with their teams to identify and work with students at risk for dropping out. Graduation coaches at all 5 schools are helping students stay on track and remain in school. They are also supporting anti-truancy efforts for younger school students. Keeping young professionals in Norfolk is the goal of a new effort underway by the Greater Norfolk Corporation. You may have heard of brain drain, the situation in which those with a particular skill set leave one place and take their skills to another. Well, the City of Norfolk is looking to create brain gain. In a fast-paced, knowledge-based economy, attracting young entrepreneurs and professionals is critical for cities to prosper. To that end, the City of Norfolk has partnered with the Greater Norfolk Corporation, an organization of 125 business leaders, to launch the Brain Gain Survey. The survey asks young professionals about their perceptions about the Hampton Roads area and what would make it a better, more attractive place for them to live. The feedback will drive a community action plan to improve the city's and the region's ability to attract and retain young professionals. Check out the Brain Gain survey online at generationnorfolk.com. Temperatures have been relatively mild for most of this winter, but the Office to End Homelessness has still been hard at work trying to get in front of Mother Nature. Efforts are made to help Norfolk's homeless get to secure shelter in extreme weather. During the outreach process, staff meet many homeless people outside who don't have any cold weather clothing. You too can help the homeless by collecting new items for winter kits.
We do intensive outreach during inclement weather, as well as the opportunity to have items available throughout the community and our community partners so that we can make sure at points of access folks are receiving the goods that they need just to be able to get through some of these hard times throughout the winter season. A typical kit will contain personal hygiene products, washcloth, rain poncho, some snacks that are just meant to sustain them as they travel throughout the city, new clean pair of socks, hat, gloves, scarf, and a nifty bag to tote it all in.
The big need right now, however, is for gloves, hats, and socks.
We want to make sure that folks are protecting themselves against the elements, and most importantly, that they have the basic needs that they really require just to be mobile and to get around the city to access services.
To get a complete list of needed items, contact the Office to End Homelessness at 664-4488. You can drop off all items at City Hall, Suite 401. When we come back, celebrating the life and courage of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., plus a new volunteering opportunity aboard the Wisconsin, and the Trail of the Tiger leads to a record-breaking year for the Virginia Zoo. Stay with us.
Rob, what's up? How's it going? Guys, this is my cousin Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Hey, what's totally. All right. Oh, hey, you want to slow down?
No.
Really? Huh. Hey, you know what a beautiful animal is? A horse. A horse. Yeah. Beautiful mane. Unbelievable muscle tone. When it runs, it looks like poetry in motion. It's the most beautiful thing on earth. And sometimes when you feed a horse, its lips will tickle your hand. Just tickle it just a little bit. It makes me giggle sometimes. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you don't slow down, I'm going to bite into your head like an apple. And thanks, guys, for listening to my horse stories. I could talk about ponies all day long.
Welcome back to the Triple N. More than 500,000. That's the record-setting attendance recorded for the Virginia Zoo in 2011, spurred by the grand opening of the eagerly anticipated Asia Trail of the Tiger exhibit. Total attendance for the calendar year was nearly 506,000. That's up from 410,000 the year before.
So it's a remarkable milestone and accomplishment, especially in the zoo business, but it really reassures all of us that we've delivered something here at the Virginia Zoo that is an experience that has been profound with so many people in the region. Not only is there more to see at the zoo, like the tapirs behind me and all the other animals that came with the opening of Asia this past spring, but there's so many more things to do here, more exciting events for our members especially, but lots of great fun things to do.
But the zoo is not planning to rest on its laurels for long. Goals for 2012 include fundraising for the construction of a new veterinary hospital and animal wellness campus, and bringing some new animals to the zoo. If you haven't been to the Virginia Zoo in a while, you're missing out on an expansive wildlife experience unique to the region. Norfolk Police and residents of Lamberts Point recently banded together in the Community Walk for Safety. The idea behind the walk is to actively show criminals a united front between residents and police and send the message that crime won't be tolerated. Residents walk from the Bank of America parking lot at 38th and Bowden Ferry Road to Lamberts Point Recreation Center. Nauticus has launched a unique volunteer opportunity connected to the Battleship Wisconsin. Restore BB-64 is an Adopt-a-Space group volunteer program that will provide crucial assistance in restoring and maintaining the battleship.
General cleaning, painting, scrubbing, what the naval military groups call bright work, cleaning brass, just overall maintenance. And then the restoration part involves people who want to be able to bring the ship to life.
Nauticus provides all the supplies and tools. Volunteer groups are welcome to research their space in order to help with visitor interpretation. Nauticus is seeking volunteers from military commands, civic leagues, businesses, schools, churches, local service groups, and youth organizations. Volunteers must be at least 12 years old. Each group of 5 will designate their team supervisor.
We're so blessed to have the naval community involved, but also we want to be able to reach out to those smaller groups who, again, just have that passion to see their battleship. The Battleship Wisconsin belongs to the city of Norfolk, and so we want to be able to invite everyone out to come and be a part of it.
Interested groups must complete an application and interview. Visit nauticus.org for more information or contact Julie Mansfield at 664-1043. You've heard us promote Good Times Magazine as your one-stop source for your recreational opportunities in Norfolk. But did you know it's also the place to turn for information about therapeutic recreation? Therapeutic recreation can help people of all ages and backgrounds to get well, live well, and stay well. Therapeutic recreation helps people with temporary impairments, health conditions, and disabilities increase their independence and enhance their physical, emotional, social, and cognitive well-being. It can also improve functional abilities, build confidence, ease fears, improve physical abilities, and manage stress. Most therapeutic recreation opportunities are at the Therapeutic Recreation Center on Evans Street. For a complete list of therapeutic and other recreational opportunities, just call Recreation Parks and Open Spaces at 441-2400 for more information on therapeutics or anything about recreation in the city of Norfolk. Getting around just got a little easier for 4 Norfolk middle schoolers. The Department of Recreation Parks and Open Spaces, after the Bell program, held an essay contest for ADP participants at Lafayette, Winona, and Blair Middle Schools. The My Bike and Me essay contest challenged students to create a make-believe world featuring the student and his or her bike companion. The winners won a bike, of course. The well-conditioned bikes were donated by the Old Dominion University College of Education Human Movement Sciences Department. Winners from Lafayette, Winona were 8th grader Deanjali Miller for her story about a space bike race, and 7th grader Ebony Dieter for her chilling tale of a two-wheeled escape from a chainsaw-wielding enemy. The Blair winners were 7th grader Christopher Gonzalez for his fantasy tale about a self-maintaining bike, and 8th grader Brianna White's story about a world where cars, bikes, and people interact together. The ATV after-school program works with community partners to focus on the needs and interests of a unique middle school student population by nurturing their development. Students better achieve their potential while building positive relationships with caring adults. The program is currently offered at Lake Taylor Middle School, Blair Middle School, and Lafayette Winona Middle School. Team Norfolk Boxing, headed by Coach Gloria Peak, started the new year off with 3 championship titles. Last month, the Regional Boxing Championships were held in Wilmington, North Carolina, and 3 Norfolk youths ages 10 to 13 won in their age and weight classes. The champions are Keon Davis, Keshawn Davis, and Nick Sullivan. All 3 Team Norfolk Boxing regional winners will advance to the National Boxing Championships in Independence, Missouri. Councilman Paul Riddick led a ceremony and march to honor the life and work of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on what would have been Dr. King's 83rd birthday. The event started at the Garden of Prayer Church and ended at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. The Triple N was there.
Marching in celebration of Dr. King's legacy, celebration of his birthday, and to do the best we can to help humanity. We shall overcome someday.
Please share our history with our children, not to make them bitter, but to educate them on the conditions of America during those dark days and the sacrifice by many countless blacks and whites to give us the America that we know today.
Today, here in Norfolk and across the nation, we gather to celebrate and remember the life and legacy of one of America's great sons, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We honor Dr. King on this special day for his courage and his message of hope.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart.
Dr. King inspired us to believe that there would be a day when people of every race and every faith would come together in a colorblind, unified America.
Oh, yeah.
Reflecting about Dr. King and his life, we are reminded of the power and the clarity of his vision. A vision grounded by his faith in the triumph of righteousness and justice, faith in our country's founding principles, and faith in the ultimate goodness of his fellow Americans.
We want to take an opportunity to take the dream of yesterday and transfer it to the issues of today. Someone in a breakfast, the keynote speaker this morning said, she asked the question, if we want to be judged by the content of our character, are we happy with the content of our character? If we want to be judged by the content of our character, then we have to make our character up so that our judgment would produce a good report.
Dr. King also said that he did not want to be remembered only for his Nobel Peace Prize. Rather, he wanted to be remembered as a drum major for justice, in the March for the American Dream. And so today we recommit ourselves to march in this band, to help our children realize that there is more hope in the world than hate, more opportunity than oppression, and more love than loss. And for our days to come, let us remember and celebrate a great leader, a great visionary, and a great man who changed the world, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Thank you all very much.
You can see full coverage of this year's march right here on TV 48 at various times during February. Check our air schedule at norfolk.gov TV 48 or watch for it on the station crawl. Well, that wraps up the February edition of Norfolk News Now on the Triple N. I'm Karen Parker Chesson, and from the staff of Norfolk's Neighborhood Network TV 48, we thank you for watching and caring about the city of Norfolk. Take care of yourself and your city and celebrate life daily.